Hi, Notregme. This is Notregme. Hi, this is Alex. I reply under the the YouTube Korea Alex 123, and I wanted to answer by with a YouTube video because put it this way, there's only so much you can write in reading comment that and there's so many things I wanted to run through with you. Now I'm heading back to you regarding the comment you've. You were saying that Assad may have triggered it altogether. I mean, he may have been the one who. I mean, it is entirely possible it was him. And you said that basically people would think no, he hasn't got. He's not that suicidal, or he hasn't got a death wish to do something to pull something like this, but. I've got a theory of my own, which I'd like to get your view on it. Now we know the economic collapse is coming, and there's nothing we can do about it. It's just a mathematical certainty, and when you have debt and you put more debt on it, I mean, it's a failed system, and it will happen. And yes, the best way would be to cover it up like they did back for World War II. Basically, what I'm trying to say is this: like, China and Russia, they've been posturing themselves on the defensive, saying, "Don't go to Iran, don't go to Syria, or else." But they know the collapse is coming, so they know this war is going to happen anyways. They know it's coming, so why not trigger it? Why wait any longer? They're combat ready. I mean, that's the theory. They are combat ready. They're ready to go. Everything's ready to go. Let's go. So. Why wait? It's pretty much a setup, a bait. I mean, if you look at it on the surveys and you just don't want to wait anymore, because let's face it, I mean, China, they know they cannot. This is the soft power and the economic, alliances and the trades and all the rest of it. It's. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you're a superpower, if you're going to be a hegemon, then you're going to be trading with everybody, and you're going to put sanctions to those who don't play ball. We know China is going to the renminbi or the yuan, as it's known, is its destiny is to become the new world reserve currency. So to do that, you need to peg it to you're pretty much replacing petrodollar with petro yuan, meaning China is going to be ruling over. I mean, not dictating, but it's going to have the upper hand in world affairs, and it's going to be earning a lot of money with it, and probably will be exporting a bit less, importing more. But since you're distributing yuans, as it were, fair play. My point being is that they've probably told Assad, look, they're going to come. The Americans, they're coming. One way or another, they're coming. There's nothing you can do about it, but we'll back you up. We will back you up, and therefore, this is what they probably told him. You're not going to wait. What's the point? The pain's coming, okay? So why not preempt them? By that I mean, look, if you're going to let them come on their own agenda, they're going to have their public opinion with them. They're going to be a stronger force to be reckoned with. However, if you bring them in early on, then you are, put it this way, it's a bit like, okay, well, they're coming, how to draw them in. Well, draw them in now. We are ready. Let's draw them in now. So that's probably, it's a theory, but because when you mentioned, you were saying that Assad would have a death wish to unleash chemical weapons. I thought so too, and I thought, no, that doesn't make sense at all, because the Western powers are trying to frame him. But I thought about it overnight, and then I'm like, hey, on the other side, they're just a bunch of bastards too, man. I mean, Russia and China, they're just as tyrannical. So there's no good or bad guys in here. They're just interests. Interest. That's it. It's what it is. There's no cowboys and Indians or whatever. It's just, yeah. I mean, Syria is a proxy war. I mean, that's the way it is, and Yeah. So, oh, by the way, I wanted, it would be nice if you, in the next videos you're going to do, if you could, because I've picked up on a few things you said. You've said them briefly, but it would be nice if, you said that the collapse of the USSR was a cover, and that it didn't really happen, and there's a lot of things that we don't know. I mean, I'd be keen to hear about your views and your theories about what happened in '91, because everyone's so Gorbachev going on TV and saying, "Comrades, it's over, it's over, communism is over." It's not over, because this is what we're seeing in the US today. It's not over, and I've got my theory that the more government is ever present the more government intervenes in an economy, the more socialist it becomes. And with the bailout of the banks in 2008, 0% interest. I mean, I'm looking at it from a macroeconomic perspective, but it links back to that. Is that communism isn't dead? That's a fallacy at best. It's a foregone conclusion that we're gonna have to cut it off now. But Oh, also, just one last thing. You said much previous video that there were some rumblings between Iran and Russia. Well, I mean, it's simple. I mean, Iran is I mean, they must be so fucking freaked out of their minds. They know the American eagle is hovering over them, and they must be like, help us out, please, don't let that happen. Don't let Oh my takes. Sorry, this is me laughing about it. But there's nothing funny about it. So yeah, I mean, can you explain a bit on Iran's relations with Russia and China? Because I don't think this is going to work out. I think this is a default alliance, but the Chinese, I think the Chinese, they're in better cahoot with the Russians. I mean, it's a historical fact. But Iran, I mean, I think they're going to take it over. I think once this is all, I mean, whoever gets there takes whatever's theirs to be taken, and that's all the natural resources, and there won't be any Chinese soft power there. And then that's what I can see. But I don't know. I mean, anything goes in this mad world, so we'll see about that. But I can definitely see the Russians and the Chinese together, staying together for quite a while, even if at some point there will be some cracks in this alliance. Who cares? They are together in this. The Russians' military expertise and their arsenal. I mean, China has been building up a lot of military, but what's the point of having all these tools and all that if you don't know how to use it properly? If you don't have the experience, I mean, you have warships, you have missiles, you've got planes, but if you haven't got the experience, if you haven't got the know-how, the expertise, as it were, and strategic and strategy, really, then no good. I mean, it's pretty much like a kid walking into a toy shop and watching all these toys and like don't know what to do with them. Well, actually, he knows what to do with them, but well, I mean, it's more like a chess game. You want to play chess, but I'd put my money on Kasparov as opposed to just some new Chinese kid who claims to be a grandmaster. So yeah, well, I mean, yeah, you see what I mean. So let me know what you think, and looking forward to your reply. Really looking forward to your next videos on the World War III updates. That's really cool, and really appreciate what you're doing. So keep up the good work. Thank you. Bye bye.